Alright, here we go. Oh my gosh. We're going to die a horrible, painful death. That's so painful. I'm kind of used to, kind of used to the kind of deaths that I get in this game. So all over YouTube, you got videos that start off with, what's going on YouTube? How's it going YouTube? What's up everybody? How's it going everybody? Etc, etc. So, in order to be different, I'm just going to include all of it. What's up everybody? What's going on everybody? How's it going YouTube? Pronub in the house. I've been fooling around with my OBS lately, so I wanted to address things that I keep seeing online, things that I search for online, and I never directly see an answer. I kind of have to piecemeal other people's experiences together to create my own. So I thought I would throw an actual, this is how I stream OBS. So starting right here, this was a stream that I did just the other day, and let me see here. Let me find my OBS so I can translate this to what's my configuration like. I'm on, I almost said Facebook for some reason. I'm on OBS Studio, as you can see. I'm actually using Shadowplay Desktop to record this. But actually, let me do this, because that little thing is kind of annoying. There. It's picking up my microphone through OBS. So I keep it simple. I keep it straight. I start my stream off. I show this little thing, this screen, picture, whatever you want to call it. Just kind of let that go. You know, you start with your scenes. Each scene has different sources. There's my stream. Yeah, that's disgusting. Let me disable that. Much easier. So like, you know, I got my little picture there. Actually, you know what? You can see it highlighted. Little image for that. There's my camera. Kind of had to, you know, fix it up, do whatever. I got Twitch alerts embedded, so it'll show on stream when somebody, you know, follow, donate, sub. I don't have a sub button, but you know, someday. I use Strexum, which is it's actually a browser source. They're pretty cool. It's my game capture, display capture that I had to use for, what is that game? Mass Effect. OBS doesn't like Mass Effect, so I gotta just capture the display. So, you know, go on break. Right here, this little red circle, actually the game will play. Take a little break. Then my stream goes out. Same screen, but me leaving. Pronub out, bitches! And then, of course, yeah, much better. So whenever I do cooking streams, I just have a full-on camera. So that's probably not important. Everybody knows how to do that much. That video, that I opened up with, is running at, check this out. I'm in Texas, so I use the Dallas server. I'm using the NVIDIA encoder. The NVENC that everyone says don't ever use the hardware encoder. It's garbage. It's crap. It's shit. It'll give you terrible. I don't know. I think that video looks pretty good. The Holy Grail 2500 bitrate. I just run it at high quality. I don't know if the 2-pass encoding makes a difference, but these are the things to mind, to pay attention to. Your bitrate and your scaling. So my canvas, my screen, my whole monitor, a 1080 monitor, but I scale it down to 616. Now I have some streams that I run at 540, and it actually looks better. You would think a lower resolution is going to look worse. No. No. Why? Well, because of this. Things that, like I said, I've gone all over Reddit. I've gone all over OBS forums. I've been everywhere, and nobody ever wants to give a straight answer, or people pull out the calculus, and they calculate the bit rate and calculate. No, I just throw 2500 seems to work. I watch streamers. I check their video. What is it? The video stats on Twitch. So 2500. Well, you have 2500 bits to work with. The higher the resolution, those 2500 bits are being spread out over your resolution. So if you run it at 1080, those 2500, or 2000 or 1700 or 3000 or whatever it is you set it at, maybe because I have a 20 meg upload. So I could run at 3500 with no problems, but I don't want to take the chance that, supposedly, or it's said that I'll lose viewers. A lot of people will not be able to watch it. It'll buffer. So I don't want to take the chance. I don't have 1 million viewers anyway. So, but when I don't want to run at 3,500 and then have a night with only Nightbot watching me and wonder, could I have had 10 people watching me, but they didn't because I kept buffering because my bit rate was too high? So I run at 25. So the 2,500 bits are your bit rate. This is being spread out over this. So your base is always going to be 1080 or 1440 or 720, whatever your monitor resolution. I have a 1080 monitor. I have a simple 1080 60 hertz monitor. I'm able to overclock it. It actually works through the NVIDIA control panel. That's a whole other thing. But I run at 30. I've seen streams, people with dual PC setups with beautiful beastly setups that will do 1080, 60, and just have the clearest, partnered streamers, the bit rate's a little bit higher, but regardless of the higher bit rate, they're able to run at a higher CPU setting. See, I'm not using a CPU, so I'm limited already. So I've seen some beautiful streams, but if you are starting out and you have one PC, and I have an i5, a 6600K, it's on an H110 board, so I'm not able to overclock an overclockable chip, and a 4 gig 960. I'm not working with very much, but you can make it work. I've seen so many posts, so many questions, the same questions I've had. That's why I've seen them, because I had the same questions. People saying, well, my picture doesn't look very good, and I'm able to play. The game looks great. It runs with lag free, but for some reason when I try to stream, it doesn't look good. Why? I tried using the NVIDIA encoder and it's not working. Why? Well, first of all, OBS has done a lot of really great things with their rendition, their coding on the their use of the hardware encoder. I don't know the term. Okay, just go with me here. So I run my stream at 616. So that little bit of H1Z1 was it 616p. You're watching Twitch. Your typical Twitch stream is going to have a little pixelation here and there. It might be have some blur here and there. You never really care. When you're watching a Twitch stream, you're reading chat, you're looking at the person's face, you're looking around the screen. Maybe you're just lurking and you're not really watching the screen. Maybe it's playing in the background. So think about that. When you're streaming, people are doing that stuff. Nobody cares that if you go to YouTube and you're able to upload a YouTube video, and at a gorgeous, 1080 60, and your Twitch stream doesn't look the same, people keep trying to make it look. Don't worry about that. But the important thing to remember is that your bit rate is being spread out over. There's two things. Your bit rate is being used by your audio. So I got it 96. These are track 2, 3, 4, 5. Track 1 is the one I'm using for the stream. Twitch is right here in the settings. So I can just select 2, and then when I'm streaming, the audio will be at 160. That was there by default. I never changed it. I'm gonna keep that at 1. So your 2500, well, 96 of it just went to audio because the OBS has to transmit your voice and the game sound. So is audio going to be absolutely gorgeous? No, but you know, it's again, there's game sounds. Some streams will play music. There's a lot going on. Nobody who is an audiophile is going to go to Twitch and say, "Oh my, you know, this sound is cancer. I can't listen to that." If somebody who's an audiophile does that, goes to your stream and tells you your sound is cancer, they need to go away. So people stress their streams too much. So you got less to work with. So when you're trying to stream at 1080, 60, and then you look at the stream and it's all pixelated, and you're trying to figure out, well, I've got a good machine. Well, I've got a good... No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way, okay? Ooh, and I have gas in my stomach. Now, the reason I'm using the... Let me put this back where it was. The NVIDIA... Hello? NVIDIA... Hello? Oh my God, this is terrible. The NVIDIA encoder is because my i5... I run OBS. I run a game. I'll have my dashboard. I have a couple of browser, tabs open. Sometimes I'll have. I'm gonna switch this over. I'm gonna have like TeamSpeak, Discord. All those things are using CPU. Okay, my CPU, X264, and you already know this. So I'm just kind of regurgitating, so it sounds like I know what I'm doing. That uses the CPU. This is using my GPU. My stream looks great with the GPU, with the settings I have, so I'm going with it. I've tried the CPU. Well, look at these presets. The beastly streams that you see are typically going to be with 2 computers, a gaming PC, sending everything through a capture card to a streaming PC. The streaming PC isn't doing anything but encoding data. Odds are they're going to be over here. Maybe even over here. I've seen people on some X99 chips with like a 1080 or a 980 Ti or even a 1080 at this point. Dual Titan X, whatever, It looks great because the encoding. This right here, the slower this preset is, that means it's taking more time and more CPU resources to process this picture. Well, should I say this picture to clean up this bitrate. So my i5, when I'm here, I'll get down here, I'll get encoding errors. In fact, I have tried that. I have gone here. I dropped this to... No, actually, I had this at 720. Came here. Kept that the same. And this was at... I want to say it was faster. And this is what I ended up with. Somebody's inside here somewhere. You're like over there. I don't think they see me. They're over there. Oh, shit. Ah! See, now that right there, that is CPU. That's my i5 being pushed harder than it needs to be pushed. So, a lot of times people will run into something like this, and you'll see, well, it's your connection, your internet's not good, raise your bit rate, lower your bit rate. Oh gosh, what were some of the other ones? I forget all the ones that I've seen. I've seen some people say you need a better rig, blah blah blah. So yeah, I mean when that kind of thing happens, your CPU's just it's not encoding quickly enough. So it's you're gonna have to. Sometimes you have to sacrifice some things. You want to raise your CPU preset. I don't. That's why I use my NVIDIA encoder. And everyone in the world will tell you to not use the NVIDIA encoder. Well, I'm sorry. If you look right here, I'm running at 540p. This is what Battlefield 4 looks like. I played like 10 minutes of the beta on OBS at 540p, downscaled to 540p. Okay. So there are ways to make your stream work when you have limited resources. I got one PC. I got 66. I'm going to say 6600 because it's a 6600K, but it's running stock. Okay. 4 gig, 960. Now, I would say that your graphics card, your GPU isn't that important for stream encoding. Well, in my case, it is. I'm using Afterburner. I am cranking the. It's overclocked. MSI. It's an MSI card. I love MSI. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's. I'm pushing my card, as hard as I can push it, and I'm using the encoder, the embedded encoder, as much as possible, at the highest quality settings, and I'm getting, and I've managed to pull off what I think is a pretty decent looking picture. My biggest thing is pixelation. I could probably get by with X264 at maybe ultra fast. I could run 720, 30, of course, 30 frames. But why be so determined to have a higher resolution? Yes, I mean, yeah. When you're playing a game, you want a good resolution. Everybody wants to play at 4K. Everybody wants to play, 144 hertz. Yes, of course. It's an amazing picture. It's amazing gameplay. When you're live streaming, it's going to be a whole different kind of animal. So, I just wanted to, kind of go through and maybe touch on something, maybe consolidate things that I've gone from forum to forum to forum to forum to kind of learn for myself, So, again, when you're going through your encoders, if you've got a setup a lot like mine, this kind of thing, may very well work for you. I mean, I've got, my RAM. I'm working on 16 gigs of crucial. I call it crucial green because it's not ballistics. It's none of the specialized or the overclocked gaming high performance RAM. It's just plain old cheapo plain non-heat sinked memory from Crucial, and it works great. So I'm using the NVIDIA encoder. My audio is down 96. Come on. My bit rate's at 96K. The streaming, I still haven't figured out what this is. I'll be honest. My understanding is enforced streaming service encoder settings. It's kind of it stabilizes your bit rate. It does what a lot of this does here, the CBR. So, like your streaming service, in my case, where am I? Oh, this went to default. So high quality, main, yeah, everything else is good. My streaming service, being Twitch. So whatever this is here, OBS, since OBS has all of these things built in, it kind of has a lot of codecs and stuff for all of these other things. So whatever, like in my case, Twitch will, if you do the Twitch, what is it, their tester, where you put in, oh God, I can't even think of the word, where you put in the analyzer. It's not even an analyzer. It's OBS has a page where you can enter what you have, your i5, i7, what's your internet bit rate, blah blah blah, or bandwidth, estimator. Good Lord. And so it's going to. I don't know why I have that there, but yeah, it's OBS knows what to do when you're at Twitch. So that's my speculation, because Twitch wants you to stream at a max of 3,500. So if I crank this to 5,000, it's gonna say that no. It's not going to be optimized. Again, I don't fully know what this is. That's kind of what my best guess has been for it. But yeah, like I said, they've done a lot of good work on their version of the NVIDIA encoder, of using the NVIDIA encoder and sending your stream off to the internet. So I use the NVIDIA encoder. I keep it at 2,500. Keyframe. Twitch is 2. I keep it at 2. Even though 0 is auto. No, I keep mine at 2. I've played with all of these, and I just noticed that high quality just gives me the best. Again, this here, I'm not fully well versed. I'm not too well versed on what it is. I just know, my understanding is it goes by there's a I like to call it a parity bit, but it's not. There's a little bit of code, a little identifier for different things. So if I crank this up to high, your iPad might not do a good job of decoding the picture that's coming out. Even though I'm at 2,500, let's say you're on Wi-Fi and you've got like a gigabit internet. The profile has to do with the specific device you're on. Baseline will pretty much cover everything, but you're going to. It's going to be kind of a. Oh gosh, what is like a priority type thing. So you're main. Just stick with main, okay? Just go with me on this. Here, no idea, no clue. Maybe something would improve. I don't know. I just don't know. 2pass is 2pass. It's probably useless with live streaming, because 2pass basically means every frame that I'm playing, that I'm broadcasting, it's running it and it's running it again to make sure that it didn't miss anything. When you're live streaming, does it even apply? You know what I mean? It's running it and it's sending it out. So again, I just leave it because my stream works. And I don't want to have to go back to the drawing board trying to figure out, is it 2pass? Do I need to go high? Do I need to go back to baseline? Whatever. So, my GPU, 0. Obviously, I only have 1. So, this is number 1. B-frames, no clue. I know that's a video thing. And I think my understanding, it has something to do with kind of filling in frame rates. That's as far as I'm going to go. That's as much as I'm going to pretend to know about B-frames. So yeah, this audio thing, obviously, I could probably kick this back to 44.1, but I keep it at 48. Just, why not? Just why not? It's higher quality, so why not? OBS does everything in stereo. I named it Cloud because I used to have a Cloud 2. I still have them. My HyperX Cloud 2. And so I named it Cloud, even in the playback. So that's my headset, and that's my monitor. My monitor actually has my speakers plugged into the back of the monitor. So that's where my audio, my desktop audio comes out, my non-headphone audio. I'm using my Yeti. I don't have any other mics, so I just disabled all the other inputs. Yeah, I mean, I haven't touched any of this. I don't want to deal with any of this. My stream does not require me to do any of this. The video, actually, let me go ahead and drop this back. I've been up to 616. I've been considering, with the NVIDIA, which I haven't tried, but I've been considering bumping it up to 720. In fact, you know what? I'm going to leave it at 720. My next stream, I'll see what happens with 720. And then the downscale filter, because from 1080 down to 720, it's going to blur it up. And so it filters out the crappiness and cleans it up and rescales it properly. I got it cranked to the highest sample rate possible. It's my research. There isn't enough of a performance hit between these to not use the highest downscale sample rate. I keep this at 30, because who cares? You're not going to see 60. Again, your brain, you're looking at camera, you're looking at gameplay, you're looking at chat while you're watching Twitch. Maybe you're looking at the overlay. My overlays are pretty good. They're not, amazing custom overlays, but you might, you're looking around, you're doing stuff. You're not noticing the difference between 30 and 60. And going back to this bit rate, saying this 2500 is being stretched to that resolution. I'm taking a chance. I'm going to up it and see what my next stream, what it looks like with 720. I may back it back down, but it's the same thing with the frames. So if you're packing 60 frames at 720p, now you just doubled the workload. You spread this out twice as thin. So stick with 30. You'll be all right. Again, if you got the beastly dual PC setup, your streaming PC can crank out all of this because you've got the processing power. You can pull it off. You can do a straight 1080, 60. It looks like it's a beautiful thing. In fact, I would say go watch X Factor Gaming. He does that. He's got some really good quality streams. I've just got different hotkeys for flipping between these. I've got all my colors cranked out. I've been playing with these. Some games, I think Battlefield 1, I sometimes will run into issues. It'll actually stream very dark. It won't stream very clearly. And I think I need to back this down to partial. Color space. I'm not a video guru, but my understanding is, by default, you really only need this. I've cranked it up just, again, because shits and giggles. Why not? I don't record a lot with OBS, so I don't mess with these settings. I will occasionally just to mess around. Right now, all of this I'm recording using Shadowplay, desktop top capture, just so that I can kind of move things around and go in and out of settings and all that. If I start streaming or recording, it's going to gray out a lot of these settings. So cancel out of that. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, you know how to set these things up. You know, you get your scenes. Your scenes are your own. I just have one for beginning the stream. I have one for the stream itself. In fact, I can normally don't have display capture going. It's just because I've been doing Mass Effect. So Mass Effect and OBS do not get along for some reason. So, you know, my game, if you don't have OBS Studio yet, what I like the most about game capture is this right here. You don't have to choose a game like with OBS Classic. Because I used to have a whole list of games because I'd have to switch to that game for it to capture it. This will capture whichever one. This will capture it on the fly. The force scaling, don't need it. I was clicking that because I was messing with Mass Effect trying to make it work. Game capture doesn't like Mass Effect. Unless it does and somebody out there knows what it is I need to do to make it work. But I've just been using display capture. It seems it doesn't affect it. You know, it doesn't kill it or anything. So I'm good. But yeah, you know, got a little thing for when I go on break, go to the bathroom, go grab a soda. I'm in between games. Got my little, I found a GIF and just kind of doctored it up and zoomed in on it. So if I got a game going, then it's kind of playing there. You know, just kind of, I'll be right back. You know, the stream ends. I'm out. It's the same thing, but no monkey taking a break. Monkey gone. So yeah, that's really about it. You know, it's OBS is not that complicated. Streaming is weird. It doesn't follow the same rules as, you know, game recording, video recording, game playing. You know, sometimes, you know, when they say less is more, when it comes to Twitch and live streaming, less really is more. So if you think you might be running into some quality problems, shit, drop it down. Drop your resolution down. Keep your canvas. Drop your downscale resolution here in OBS down to 540 or 616. You know, keeping your bit rate the same. If you can raise it, you know, more bits, higher bit rate, of course, is better. So more is more when it comes to bit rate, but we all know streaming services don't like high bit rates unless you're YouTube and you've got the transcoding to change quality for the people who are watching on mobile, who live out with DSL connection that doesn't support a huge amount of bandwidth. Any number of things could be going on. The bits you send out are the bits that Twitch is going to translate to the end user. Partners naturally, or high viewer streams have those quality settings, so somebody can lower their own bit rate coming in. Me, no, I don't. I don't have those options. So, and you know, you probably don't either if you haven't gotten further than this. So, hopefully, I have helped to consolidate some of that information. Again, just real quick, find your service, Twitch, find whatever's closest to you. In my case, it's Dallas. Don't be afraid to use the hardware encoder, the GPU. Don't be afraid to stream with the GPU, because I'm just showing you examples of actual streams that I've downloaded to put in this video. Those aren't recordings, you know, theoretical. No, I went into my Twitch video manager and downloaded my old streams and looked at what those, you know, video settings were. But some of them are pretty recent, so I know anyway. Keep your constant bit rate. That's sweet spot 25. Some people will say 23. Some will say 27. 25 works for me. Play with it. See what you get. Keep your keyframe interval at what Twitch says. High quality. Again, I'm using the GPU, so these settings come up. If you're using CPU, X264, very fast. It mostly works. I mean, you still want this to be a 2. Again, this is the profile. Again, I think it was something different under the NVENC. That'll work for most things. Play with these. If you go ultra fast, it's going to look a little bit pixelated because it's not working. It's not working very hard to decode the frames. This, again, does nothing. I don't even deal with tuning on this. Your audio stuff. This not as important. Whatever default works. And this, typically, you'll end up setting it here anyway. Your video, canvas is usually only going to be one thing. And then downscale. I'm going to play with 720, see how it works out. But less is more, man. You can stream at 540p and have a really good quality stream and not realize it's 540. Set your hotkeys so that way you don't have to tab out of games to change from one to the other. And then play with your colors and see what it does. Yeah. So that's it. I guess I'm out. Have fun.